1 in 3 Americans over 60 struggles with muscle loss and knee pain, according to the NIH. That means stairs, groceries, even standing up from a chair get harder each year. Have you noticed it too? If yes, stay with me. I'll show you the simple morning drink that helped me regain my strength and walk without fear again.
For years, my legs felt weaker month by month. Getting out of a chair made my knees shake. I gripped the railing every time I climbed the church steps, each creak of the wood a stark reminder of my growing fragility. Carrying groceries left me drained, and gardening, once my favorite hobby, left me sore for days. Even walking my dog around the block felt risky. What if my legs gave out before I got home? Each such incident chipped away at my joy. The hardest part wasn't just the pain. It was the weakness. My muscles were shrinking. I could feel the difference in my thighs and calves. Each skipped walk, each day sitting instead of moving, made me lose more strength. It was like watching independence slip away in slow motion. I tried all sorts of pain relievers, gentle physical therapy, and even complicated diets, but they were all just temporary fixes. I was starting to believe I just had to accept it.
Then came the turning point. An older friend of mine, 10 years my senior, visited. To my surprise, he moved more easily than I did. He practically bounded up my porch steps, a radiant smile on his face, looking nothing like a man nearing 70. When I asked him how he stayed so spry, he chuckled, saying his secret wasn't some expensive pill or complex therapy. It was just a simple drink he made every morning, with only 3 easy-to-find ingredients. I was skeptical, having grown weary of empty promises, but seeing his steadiness and energy sparked a fragile hope within me. That advice became the start of my recovery.
Muscle loss doesn't happen overnight. It creeps in slowly until one day you notice everyday tasks are no longer simple. You stand up from your favorite chair and feel your legs hesitate. You walk across a parking lot and wonder if you'll make it to the car without stopping. Climbing the steps at church or carrying groceries up your porch feels like a bigger challenge each month.
The National Institutes of Health reports that more than 30% of adults over 60 experience regular knee and muscle weakness. Medline Plus explains that sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle, affects balance, strength, and independence. Left untreated, it increases your risk of falls and makes recovery harder with every passing month.
This isn't just about discomfort. It's about freedom. The freedom to kneel in your garden without worrying if you'll stand back up. The freedom to carry a bag of groceries without shifting all the weight to someone else. The freedom to walk your dog without fearing your legs will give out halfway down the street. Every time you avoid moving because of pain or weakness, your muscles shrink a little more. And weaker muscles make every step more painful. It's a cycle that steals confidence and independence, slowly but surely. If you felt that cycle in your own body, you already know how discouraging it can be.
The National Institutes of Health warns that untreated joint pain and muscle weakness often accelerate sarcopenia, the medical term for age-related muscle loss. This isn't rare. It affects millions of older adults in the U.S. By the time you notice your legs trembling when you stand up, a lot of muscle has already been lost. Medline Plus explains that when the muscles around your knees and hips weaken, your joints lose support. That means more pressure, more swelling, and more pain. Over time, your balance suffers, your walking slows, and your risk of falling increases. A single fall can change everything: fractures, hospital stays, or months of rehabilitation.
What makes this even harder is that muscle loss doesn't only affect strength, it reduces endurance. That's why some seniors feel drained halfway through grocery shopping or need to sit after just a few minutes of cooking. Sarcopenia makes simple activities exhausting, and exhaustion leads to even less movement. NIH research shows that adults who don't take steps to slow muscle loss after 60 lose strength 2 to 3 times faster than younger people. And once you lose too much, it's very difficult to regain. That's why addressing the problem early matters. You don't just want less pain, you want to preserve the muscle and energy that let you live independently.
The hardest part of muscle loss is the vicious cycle it creates. Pain or stiffness makes you move less. Moving less causes your muscles to shrink. Weaker muscles make every step hurt more. And the cycle repeats, slowly draining away your strength and your confidence. At first, it shows up in small ways. You sit longer before getting up because you dread the effort. You avoid stairs and choose the elevator. You leave part of your grocery list undone because the bags feel too heavy. Each skipped movement might feel harmless, but over weeks and months, it adds up to serious muscle loss.
The cycle doesn't just take strength, it takes independence. You start relying on railings, on canes, or on family members to do things you once did yourself. You feel less steady on your feet, so you stop joining friends for walks. Even social events become stressful because you worry about stumbling in front of others. And the longer this continues, the harder it becomes to reverse. Muscles are use it or lose it. Once they weaken past a certain point, rebuilding them takes much more effort. That's why so many older adults fall into the trap of depending on painkillers just to get through the day. Pills may dull the ache, but they don't rebuild muscle. They don't restore independence.
After years of living in that cycle, I thought weakness and pain were simply part of aging. Then one afternoon, everything shifted. An old friend, 10 years older than me, came by my house. I expected him to move slower than I did. Instead, I was stunned. He climbed my porch steps faster than me, sat down without groaning, and looked steady on his feet. He told me about his own struggle with aching, weak legs and how he'd finally found this simple answer. His eyes shone with a calm confidence that I desperately longed for. I couldn't hide my surprise. "How are you moving so easily?" I asked. He smiled and told me his secret. It wasn't a new pill. It wasn't injections or expensive therapy. It was something much simpler. A drink he made every morning. Just 3 ingredients from the grocery store.
At first, I brushed it off. To be honest, a wave of weariness washed over me. Another new method? Can it really be true? I wondered. I had tried so many things already. Why would this be different? But what convinced me wasn't his words. It was what I saw. He was 10 years older, yet stronger and steadier than me. That contrast hit me hard. A thought flashed through my mind. If he can regain strength, why can't I? That was the moment I decided I had to give it a chance. That conversation became my turning point. I decided to try the drink for myself, and that simple choice to give it a chance was the start of getting my strength back.
The first ingredient is prunes. Most people think of them only for digestion, but research from the National Institutes of Health shows prunes can help maintain bone density and lower the risk of fractures. Stronger bones mean less stress on your joints, but that's only part of the story. Prunes also deliver potassium and magnesium, minerals that support proper muscle contraction. When your muscles fire the way they should, your legs feel steadier and your knees are better supported. That translates into fewer stumbles and more confidence with each step.
The second ingredient is oats. Simple, affordable, and powerful. Oats are rich in soluble fiber called beta-glucan. NIH studies show beta-glucan helps reduce markers of inflammation. Less inflammation means less stiffness in the joints and smoother movement. Oats also keep blood sugar steady, which prevents the energy crashes that leave so many older adults drained halfway through grocery shopping. According to Medline Plus, stable energy is critical for keeping muscles active and preventing further loss.
The third ingredient is coconut milk. It gives the smoothie a creamy base while delivering healthy fats your body uses for energy and repair.
It's also rich in magnesium and potassium, both tied to reduced cramping and better muscle control. NIH research highlights the medium-chain fats in coconut milk, which improve nutrient absorption. That means your body gets more benefit from the prunes and oats you blend with it, giving both your muscles and joints the nutrients they need.
There are optional additions that make the drink even stronger. A half banana adds sweetness and more potassium for leg strength. A pinch of cinnamon can help with circulation and blood sugar balance. Chia seeds bring plant protein and omega-3, both proven to support muscle health. Together, these ingredients don't just reduce pain, they actively support your muscles, steady your balance, and protect your independence.
Now, let's make the drink. It takes only a few minutes, and everything can be found in your local grocery store. Start with 6 pitted prunes. If they feel a little firm, soak them in half a cup of warm water for about 15 minutes. Don't throw away that water. It holds extra nutrients you'll want in the smoothie. Next, add 2 tablespoons of rolled oats. Either quick oats or old-fashioned oats will work. It depends on the texture you like. Then pour in 1 cup of coconut milk. If you prefer, you can mix half coconut milk with half plain yogurt for extra creaminess and probiotics. For optional boosts, add half a ripe banana for potassium, a pinch of cinnamon for circulation, or a teaspoon of chia seeds for protein and omega-3. Each small addition adds more support for your muscles and energy. Once all the ingredients are in the blender, include the prune water you saved. Blend on high for about 2 minutes until smooth and creamy. If it feels too thick, add a splash of coconut milk or water to thin it out. That's it. A simple, powerful drink you can prepare before breakfast. In just a few minutes, you'll have a nutrient-rich smoothie designed to fight muscle loss, support your joints, and give you steady energy for the day ahead. The best time to drink this smoothie is in the morning, before breakfast. On an empty stomach, your body absorbs the nutrients more effectively and they start working right away. But the real key is consistency. 1 glass won't change much. Drinking it every morning is what makes the difference. For me, the first noticeable sign came after about a week. I woke up less stiff and was able to stand without straining or leaning on the nightstand. After 2 weeks, climbing my porch steps felt noticeably easier. By the 3rd week, I noticed something I hadn't felt in years. My legs felt steady enough to walk across the grocery store without stopping halfway. That gave me the confidence to do more, and the more I moved, the stronger I felt. The simple joy of carrying heavy grocery bags on my own or taking a long walk with my dog without fear of exhaustion was a quiet happiness I thought I'd lost forever.
My friend, the one who first introduced me to this recipe, reminded me that muscle responds to small, steady effort. And that's exactly what happened. The nutrients in this drink supported my muscles and joints, which made movement less painful. Moving more slowed the muscle loss and even started to rebuild some strength. That steady progress brought back something I thought I'd lost forever: independence. Being able to carry a bag of groceries, walk the dog, or climb church steps without fear felt like getting my life back. A genuine smile returned to my face, and I found myself confidently rejoining community activities, no longer self-conscious about my trembling legs.
One of the easiest ways to keep this routine going is to change it up now and then. Drinking the same flavor every morning can get boring, but small adjustments make it feel new without losing the benefits. Sometimes I replace the banana with half an apple. It gives a lighter taste and adds quercetin, a compound that supports healthy inflammation response. On other mornings, I add a teaspoon of turmeric with just a pinch of black pepper. That combination is well studied for joint health and circulation, and it gives the smoothie a warm, earthy flavor.
Chia seeds are another favorite. They thicken the drink slightly and add plant-based protein plus omega-3, both important for muscle strength and recovery. On days when I want a creamier texture, I swap part of the coconut milk for plain yogurt. That adds probiotics, which help digestion and improve nutrient absorption, so your body makes the most of every ingredient. Even something simple like blending in a few ice cubes on a hot day can turn it into a refreshing treat. The key is that every variation keeps the same foundation: prunes, oats, and coconut milk, while giving you a fresh taste. That way, you look forward to it each morning and stay consistent long enough to feel lasting results.
Living with weak muscles and aching knees isn't just about discomfort. It's about losing the freedom to do simple things: carrying your groceries, walking your dog, tending your garden, or climbing the church steps without fear. Every time you avoid moving because of pain or weakness, your muscles shrink a little more, and your independence slips further away. But small, consistent choices can turn that around. For me, it started with 1 glass of this drink each morning. Within weeks, I felt steadier, stronger, and more confident. The pain eased, but more importantly, the weakness slowed. I could move again, and movement gave me back my freedom. This recipe isn't a miracle, but it is proof that when you give your body the right support, it responds.
Now the choice is yours. You can keep living in that cycle of pain and weakness, or you can take one simple step to break it. Start tomorrow morning. Make this drink part of your routine. Watch how your body changes. If you believe it's time to fight back, type in the comments, "I want to walk pain-free." That's your first step toward commitment. Subscribe so you don't miss the next natural tip that helps you stay strong and independent. Share this with a friend who struggles. And don't wait another month letting pain steal your strength. Start now. Every pain-free step is a victory.